Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes report. And another 24 hours, a lot of changes. So we're gonna start out. We're gonna report on quite a few of changes from Keramik to Novokalynove, Keramik, also Keramik, Slovianve, Semenivka, as well as Yasnobrodivka, and then Kyslivka in the Kharkiv front. Everything else before that is actually at the DFK front. We're gonna start off with Keramik. Keramik and Novokalynove actually together. So I zoom out a bit. This is the Adivka city, and this is the Adivka front, which is super hard to draw right now. Yeah. So anyway, over at Keramik and Novokalynove, as I mentioned, the Russian forces is likely to push in this direction and then swing downwards, and this is pretty much almost what happened. So Russian forces in the past 24 hours has been reportedly conquered everything on the eastern part of Keramik, and in fact they have stormed down this road. So let me go back a bit. And they stormed down this road and entered Keramik itself. So this is significant changes. And this is based on Ukrainian reports. Russian reports is a bit different. They focus a bit more on the capture of the entire eastern half of Novokalynove. So when you combine both reports together, you have a very damning picture of the entire situation, which means that the Ukrainian forces basically has abandoned the entire position. They have withdrawn from this area here because of overwhelming pressure from the Russian forces. And I also talked about this in the analysis. You should go and watch it, the arrow map. So that is going to be very interesting for you to predict what is going to come next. And I mentioned this as well. And this pressure probably come from the fact that the Russians have attacked into Arkhangelsk, and if the Russians take Arkhangelsk, the Ukrainian forces will be encircled. So the smart thing now to do is to quickly run away. And I think this is actually giving the Russian forces this opportunity to just roll in, because this capture over 24 hours is very, very fast. So while this is happening, we also have updates coming from Solovyov. So Solovyov, yesterday we have reported that the Russian forces, Russian side acknowledged, Russian side claimed that they have captured Solovyov today. Over the just past few hours, DPA, the pro-Ukrainian source, has confirmed and corroborated that the Russians indeed has captured the entire of Solovyov, and the mapping now basically is now in line. Both Russian and Ukrainian mapping is basically more or less the same now, that the Russian forces have captured Solovyov. So this is now a fact. So the next frontline change after this is just south of this. The Russian forces has captured Semenivka. So after yesterday, Russian forces captured Solovyov. Now we see Russian forces capturing Semenivka. This has been a long time coming, as I mentioned, that Semenivka is likely to fall very soon, and but it took a little bit longer. And in the latest mapping, Ukrainian mapping mapped it in this way. Russian mapping have this area, this additional part. So Russian forces basically have taken the rest of Semenivka, and in fact they have expanded outwards, westward, towards the first tree line securing Semenivka position. And this also includes several of these entrenchments. It seems like the Russians have all taken all of them. So this is a massive news. The biggest news probably over the past 24 hours is the capture of Semenivka. Of course, to me, the bigger news is actually the collapse of Novokalynove and Keramik. But Semenivka, of course, is very big, but I no longer think this is the strategic point of the front line right now, because the breakthrough over in these areas here is going to break the Ukrainian backbones in this front line, both New York front and this DFK front. But anyway, watch the analysis report. I don't want to talk too much about that. This is the frontline changes. And the next frontline change is over in the northern part of Netelove. The geolocation of Russian forward position getting hit by drones, confirming the Russian forces have taken this entire area here. All the trench line that is prepared in this area here has been captured by the Russian forces as they continue to progress towards Yasno-Brodivka. So this is yet another big capture by the Russian side as they continue to consolidate all this space west of Avdiivka city, capturing everything of them. So this is all the reports coming from the Avdiivka front, and there's one more report of frontline change is over at Kyslivka in the Kupiansk front. So this Kupiansk city and this is Kyslivka, and for those that do not know where are we now, we are now here. Just now we were here. So over at the Kupiansk front at Kyslivka, also major news. There is a breakthrough for the Russians over at Kyslivka as they break into the town itself, and this is massive news because this area here has been heavily defended by the Ukrainian side, but the Russians have managed to break through it, and this is big news. And this information come actually from the Ukrainian side. Deep State UA, the pro-Ukrainian source, actually reported on this. And they complained that that the area here is defended only by the territorial defense, and they have limited force and equipments. As a result, they have to lose all these grounds because they don't have the support of heavy weapons, and they say that the situation can deteriorate significantly, which means that they are actually expecting that this situation is going to get worse. And I feel that with the advance being this fast, I think that they are right. It's going to be very fast with the Russian forces breaking this area here. In the span of 24 hours, they're going to conquer the rest of Kyslivka within the next 24 hours, and they're going to hit Kotelivka from the north, and Ukrainian forces will bounce. They 100% will bounce. They will not stay to defend because by then the front line is going to look terrible. It's going to look like this, which means the forces in Kotelivka will be encircled. Russian forces will pincer them from all directions. They're going to run 100%. They're going to run, and this means that this highway will continue to be taken by the Russian forces. The Russian forces will continue to progress. There's not a lot of good defensive positions around here. They're going to break through quite significantly. So this is the situation over at the Kupiansk front. As I mentioned, this is big. This is actually just as big as the one at Novokalynove and Keramik. So anyway, a lot of big frontline changes. So thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe, share to everyone that you know. The space is very competitive on reporting the Ukraine war. So I only have you guys to support me in order for the channel to grow. If not, the views continue to be terrible. At 10,000-20,000 is very low. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next update.